Hi everyone, hope you're well. It is recording, isn't it? Yes. It's Wednesday the 3rd of July 2013 and I've been semi-productive today. I haven't been as super productive as I was yesterday, but I've still had a pretty good day. I finally emailed a few more companies that I needed to email for quotes. So I've emailed everyone that I've found so far. So if I find prices that I'm happy with, then I think I've kind of got it set and decided of who I'm going to go with for the project, hopefully, and then I'll get like kind of official quotes from them and set up the Kickstarter and everything, which is cool. So yeah, it's getting to that point of I'm kind of finishing, like I was in a stage before where it was like a couple of boring things that I kind of needed to finish off, and now it's getting more to the point where I feel like everything kind of is finished and I've got to actually take the plunge of saying it's finished, it's ready, let's do it, which is kind of scary when it's always tempting to just alter things a little bit more, towards the end, but overall I'm feeling really good about it. So I think it's going to that kind of the reality dawning of it, okay, it's actually 99%, means that there's lots of little things I'll suddenly realise, I still need to check this out and stuff. So I think there'll be lots of little tasks and stuff that I'll have to do, so it's going to feel a little bit busier, I think, this week and next week, and then it should all be wrapped up, and I'll get the Kickstarter kind of put together and that going as well, and yeah, so that's what I've got to say about that, really. I actually, how I keep on talking about LPs and how I keep on tempted to do LPs again at the moment. I actually played a game of Isaac today, and without giving anything away, I think it's worth uploading as an episode, so I think I'm going to upload it as an LP. And I think the main issue with LPs, like I was saying, they're not good. I feel like they're not good content a lot of the time. Isaac's an exception because I feel like I played the game enough that for new players, and I know a lot of people I know haven't got as far as I've got in it, so it's kind of like I am actually, my content is actually significant kind of thing with Isaac for a lot of people. But yeah, I was also saying that business about either I play most games, either I play multiplayer games or do something because there's more banter and stuff, or play something in order to kind of expose it to a wider audience. Like if there's some small niche game that I think needs, advertising a bit more, or if there's and also like informative content, which is possibly the hardest. But ultimately, even just normal LPs, like I've got ideas of what I could do in my Minecraft LP if I did more, but the main thing is that it always ends up taking more time than I expect, and that's my main concern, is that LPs, they fill up a lot of time and then I don't do anything else. But I feel a little bit like maybe I'm doing enough stuff now and I'm focused enough on the stuff I want to do, that if I truly did LPs as an extra on the side, which is always what they're meant to be, but they end up taking over, then maybe finally this time they won't take over, and I'll still hold to those rules of trying to make them as good as possible, which is tricky with my single player Minecraft LP because it kind of breaks all the rules I've set, so I'm not sure if I'll go back to it properly or not. I could always turn it into a multiplayer, but then it would kind of, I don't know, I think it would kind of spoil it, because the whole point of it was that it was a single player world and everything would be built by me. And then also trying to make it, the better I try and make it, the more time it takes, especially with the format that I liked of just doing updates of stuff I'd done, requires a lot of time off camera doing the stuff that is worth showing. But anyway, I'll continue to think about it. But the more interesting series I want to do is more like a role playing kind of collaboration competitive series. I've recently, I think it was yesterday, a couple of ideas came to me. This is often the case when I'm working on, I think I talked about this once before, if I'm working on one creative thing and I'm concentrating on a single thing, as well as it being good for that one project, the mind suddenly has ideas for other projects because you're forcing yourself to work on one thing. You kind of, procrastination as such from that one thing is quite often coming up with ideas for other things that are still productive. It's just something about the way, I don't know. It's probably a longer subject. I think I've kind of talked about that before, how I have ideas for other things when I force myself to work on only one. But yeah, I had a couple of ideas that would make my multiplayer series a lot more achievable, because like the main problem with it is that it's just a bit complicated and ambitious, so I've always been trying to work out ideas of making it doable, and I had two very significant ideas, but I can't really go into details because it kind of gives it away, but I'm feeling quite good about that as well. So I think that's all I've got to talk about today. Club LOL opened in Animal Crossing, and I just went and hung out on Emily's Island for a bit as well. And there's new scrolls, but I don't really know a lot about them yet. I don't have them yet, but that's another 9 scrolls to add to my list of ones I need, just as I was getting close to collecting all the current ones. So anyway, I hope you're well, and I will see you tomorrow.